Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you this makeup look. Oh my god, it's super intense. I literally wore this to the grocery store after. I'm not even lying. But anyways, let's get right into this look. I'm actually going to start with an Elmer's glue stick, and I'm going to cover half of my brow. The reason being that the wing actually just like kind of cut off that part of the brow, and I felt like my natural brow shape didn't go with this look. Honestly, it's super optional if you want to cover half of your brows. It is kind of a pain, but it was worth it for me. So I took the glue and I just made sure that all of the brow tail was really covered in glue. And then I took a brow brush and I combed them down and just like really pressed them down. And I actually did multiple layers of glue, but you don't see me doing that in the video because that would take forever. And each layer you want to make sure is super glued down and super dry before you go in with another one. Honestly, if you're going to cover brows, I would try to find like a dedicated brow covering video because this doesn't even cover it. Next, I'm going to take some powder and I'm going to actually press that into the glued down part of the brow as hard as I possibly can. This will just make sure that the brow is really secured and in place. You don't want those brow hairs to pop, especially if you're going to be covering them, because it would just look really weird if there's hair where there's not supposed to be hair, you know what I mean? So I placed that down and moved on to foundation. For foundation, I'm going to use the Maybelline Matte and Poreless, and I'm going to blend this in with an Artiste brush and just make sure it's all nice and even. After foundation, I move on to concealer, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 15 Fair, and I put this on my under eyes and my chin and my forehead. I almost said nose, but I'm actually skipping doing my nose this time. I haven't been doing that recently just because I feel like it's too much. So yeah, I've been skipping my nose. Kind of irrelevant. But anyways, I also put it on my brow tails, and that's because as you can see, there's still darkness there, and I wanted to cover that up. So I just put some on the brow tails. And then I blended all of that out with a beauty blender. And I do want to say, if you're going to put cream products on top of a covered brow and you're going to use a beauty blender, just make sure to pounce really softly. Don't rub, because the brow hairs can lift really easily, and like I said, you don't want like random pieces of hair sticking out. Trust me, it just is not a good look. So since this look is actually really intense, I decided to make my under eyes a lot brighter. So I took the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral, which is really light for me, and I just stuck a little bit on my under eyes, my nose, or not my nose, oh my god, I always say nose, my under eyes, chin, and forehead, and then also on the brow tails. See, the reason I put it on my brow tails is actually for coverage, but I don't want it to be really light right there, so I wound up covering it again with the foundation just so that the colors would match, if you know what I mean. Anyways, moving on, I'm actually going to take some Scotch tape, and I'm going to use this as a stencil for the red wing. And this part is actually really important because you want to make sure that the stencils are perfectly aligned on both eyes. You don't want them to be lopsided, obviously. So you really want to take your time with this step and just don't lose hope. Honestly, like, this is the part where I was like, oh my god. But for the top part, I wanted to make sure it's really straight because I want it to be very angular and almost like a perfect triangle. So I connected it to the side and then just, like I said, made it really straight. And you don't have to worry about getting it perfect on the inner corner of your eye because I'm actually not even going to fill in that part. So yeah, just take your time and line up those stencils. Honestly, it probably took me a good 10 minutes to get them even. Alright, so now taking the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the shade Red Rum, I'm going to start filling in the stencil. The reason I use this liquid lipstick is because I'm 100% sure that they are eye safe. And when you're going to put something on your eye, you want to know it's eye safe. So that's why I use this brand. And like I said, I'm not going to fill in the entire stencil. I'm just going to stop when I get about halfway into my eyelid and leave it there. And before you rip off that tape, make sure that the liquid lipstick is completely dry. So I just took a fan and dried it off. Honestly, it's super extra. You could just wait, air dry like a normal person. Then I ripped them off. Oh my god, it's so nerve-wracking. You have no idea. It's like I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was really, really disappointed. I literally yelled no so loud at this part. I was like, no! Yeah, I had to fix it up with a makeup wipe, but it happens. I just took a makeup wipe and fixed it up with also a little tiny brush and some more of that liquid lipstick just to make sure the lines were super straight, but that was my bad. Anyways, next I'm taking the Smashbox Cover Shot Bold Eyeshadow Palette and the red shade in it called No Shame and a flat brush, and I basically just tapped on the shadow so that it had like an ombre effect. I didn't want the wing to be completely opaque all the way down. So as you can see, I just tap the shadow on and make sure it has a nice blend from where the liquid lipstick turns into eyeshadow. Then moving on to the lower lash line, I took the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Warm Taupe and put this on my lower lash line pretty generously. It actually turned out being a little bit grayer than I wanted it to be. So I just took this Too Faced palette, it's just the chocolate bar, and took the 2 brown shades in it and just warmed it up a little bit. And I'm using a Sigma E36 brush, by the way. And like I said, I was pretty generous with these shades. I wanted it to be pretty dragged down. Then going back into the Smashbox palette with that same red shade and a little tiny eyeshadow brush. Honestly, I don't know where I got this. It's really, really cheap. And I put this on the outer corner connecting the wing. And I also put this on my inner corner, but I didn't take it into my tear duct just because I didn't want to close off my eyes. So I just kept it like kind of like a halo eye, but for the bottom, if that makes any sense. Then I just wanted to connect the wing even more. So I took a tiny little pencil brush and connected it with the liquid lipstick again, just so that it just like makes it wrap together a lot better in the end. It's just the little things that bring makeup looks together. So I just took a little bit and connected it. Okay, then I put on lashes and mascara. These are the Lily lashes in the shade Rome, and quickly moved on to my inner corner highlight. I took this CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Glow in the shade number 1 and put this on my inner corner. This is actually a cream product. So afterwards, I took the Becca highlighter in the shade Pearl and put it on top of that just to make it even more intense. Okay, now moving on to brows. This was a mission, let me tell you. This is the CoverGirl pencil in the shade Rich Brown. It's actually the exact same color as my brow hairs, which is kind of weird. But anyways, I just penciled out a brow and I kept it pretty straight, but I wanted it to look pretty natural too. So this took me a really long time. Honestly, I sped this part up, but you just take your time. And like I said, you don't have to cover your brows, but I decided to because I'm extra. Then I took the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder in the shade 725 Buff Beige and just started to sculpt out my face. I didn't want it to be too intense. I just wanted to have a little bit of shape to my face because this is such an angular look. But like I said, I didn't want to have like a really harsh contour, so I kept it pretty light. Then going back in with this CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Glow Illuminator, I put this on my cheekbones and just rubbed that in, and then also set that with the same Becca highlighter that I used in my inner corner. Then for blush, I decided to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in the shade Berry Adore, and I took the shade Velvet. This actually turned out to look really good. It's like a red on me, but it looks like a berry in the pan, but I really liked it. Then moving on to the lips, I took this Huda Beauty lip contour in the shade Heartbreaker. I really wanted to have an intense overline for this lip look. I don't usually go in with lip liner, but since I was overlining to the heavens, I took my time and used a lip liner. It just makes it so much easier if you're gonna overline, trust me. Then I went in with the same lipstick I was using before, Jeffree Star Cosmetics Red Rum, and just filled in my lips. And then to finish off this look, I took the Too Faced Hangover RX primer and setting spray, and I forgot to use a primer, so this was actually really crucial. Anyways, that's the whole look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I actually had a lot of fun filming this sort of tutorial. Hopefully you guys like it. Please let me know in the comments down below what you think of like a little bit more less wearable looks. I don't know, I think they're fun, so yeah, let me know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and yeah, I guess that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.